Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us as we break open God's Word. And the question I really want to try to keep before you is when we have any understanding of the tension that Jesus had to live with in his ministry, and what's the implications for us regarding that?
And this is the Gospel according to Luke. Some Sadducees, those who deny that there is a resurrection, came forward and put this question to Jesus, saying, "Teacher, Moses wrote to us, if someone's brother dies, leaving a wife, but no child, his brother must take the wife and raise up descendants for his brother. Now there were 7 brothers. The first married a woman, but died childless. Then the second and the third married her, and likewise all 7 died childless. Finally, the woman also died. Now, at the resurrection, whose wife will that woman be? For all 7 had been married to her." Jesus said to them, "The children of this age marry and remarry. But those who are deemed worthy to attain the coming age and to the resurrection of the dead neither marry nor are given in marriage. They can no longer die, for they are like angels, and they are the children of God because they are the ones who will rise. That the dead will rise, even Moses made known in the passage about the bush, when he called, 'Lord, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob.' And he is not God of the dead, but of the living. For to him all are alive."
In order to best understand the gospel today, I'm going to give you a little background. And the background is, who are these characters that were testing and giving Jesus a hard time? And in the gospel, we see the Pharisees, the scribes, so they worked together. And then also you saw the Sadducees coming down, asking him a question. Whenever you see them testing Jesus, you always should recognize the fact that they are trying to beat him in a conversation so that they could dishonor him in front of all the people and he could lose followers. Now, the Sadducees were the ones in Judah and part of the temple. They were the power base of Israel. They were the ones who collaborated with Rome to keep Rome at sort of bay, but also to enjoy their benefits from Rome, and also to realize that they were taken good care of, but they also enjoyed the bennies and lifestyle that Rome provided them. So they had the money power. Okay. The Pharisees were the workers, the middle class, the workers and stuff, and they came in and they really basically say, we're going to now take the law and we're going to make it not just of the 5 books of the Pentateuch, but to say we're going to add now all kinds of world things and add things and add things and add things. So it's all the little minutiae of the law, and they expected people all to do it as well as they try to do it themselves. Anyone who didn't do it, they frowned down upon. They looked at, they called them names, they pushed them off to the side. And it's amazing. You saw just the other day on Thursday, the gospel where Jesus, the tax collectors and the sinners were trying to move to hear Jesus teaching. So Jesus did not just relate to them, they more related to him to try to control them. And then what happened basically is Jesus said, no, yeah, I believe in the resurrection. So in many ways, he went on the sides of the Pharisees, and the Sadducees said, yeah, they felt bad about that. They said, he's siding with them. But he would turn, and remember he overturned the tables, and he turned against them, the Sadducees too. And so Jesus was one who challenged both the Pharisees, the scribes. Whenever you see it in the gospel, he challenged the Sadducees. And what happens is they didn't like him, because why? First, he was a hick from Galilee, who was pretty bright, pretty smart. he developed a following. He gathered men who were fishermen, who were rather earthy people themselves. And you could see as you read the gospel, they were always getting in trouble with the Pharisees because they were doing things that they shouldn't do. Jesus was doing the same thing too. He was healing on the Sabbath. He was doing all kinds of things that just got them upset. So what does that practically mean for us? It means that our goal is to challenge everything, every system around us that is not responding to the poor, the marginalized, those who are put off to the side. That's what we're called to do, and to do that and basically ask the question, who are the ones that are trying to help the poor, the marginalized, who are the ones that we look down upon, who we scapegoat, we do all kinds of things with, whether they are the immigrants coming in, whether they are people that are trying to make ends meet, who are they? The ones that we sort of make fun of or say, oh, they're beating the system. To basically, we recognize and see in a very real way, those who have the power basically use the system to keep people down. So Jesus said, I come into the world to walk with those on the margin. Welcome Pope Francis. He always tells us to get on the margin. Who are really helping people on the margin to live a little deeper and freer life, And so I ask you to really pray about this as you vote this Tuesday, to say, who's helping the poor, the marginalized? And that's what we have to look at, because that's where his ministry basically took part of and major part of, and that's where the Pharisees and the Sadducees got upset with him because of that, because he was trying to free people from the oppression of those who have. So that's the question you got to look at. Are you living with that same kind of tension as Jesus was living with?